Someone in my last video commented that I don't have the Sigma grind set. Well, here's my response. Yeah. Eat it, pal. For putting you guys through that intro, here's my cat. Say hi, Fat Torpy.
Hi.
Today, I'm talking about executive freeze. I don't know if that's the real thing. I might have made that up. But it's that feeling when you have so much that you want to do. There's a million things that you want to do. And it's not exactly that you're unmotivated. It's that you're too ambitious. And you start thinking and preparing and you do all this work, thinking about everything. You're working it out. You're putting in all this effort. And then you never actually do the thing you set out to do. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but sometimes you'll have a really difficult task that you know you need to do. That problem probably won't take that long to solve. And I feel like this is an issue that a lot of people struggle with, where we overthink about a problem or something that we need to do so much that we inflate the difficulty of that thing in our head drastically. So this gets me to a motto that I've had recently called stop thinking and start doing. And it's pretty simple. I touched on this concept a bit in my last video. I mentioned that I think that over-intellectualizing, overthinking about your life, constantly just ruminating on these thoughts is the worst way that you can live your life, because you don't do anything. You create this false existence in your head that's not real. It's not based in reality, but it feels real because you've spent so long developing this idea in your head, this version of reality, that you no longer even realize that it's not the real reality. I always say this when it comes to something like dating and relationships, or even friendships in general. I despise texting culture, the talking stage thing. What the hell is a talking stage? What happened to just going on dates with people? When you're in the talking stage with somebody and you're spending hours and hours every single day texting, sending each other reels on Instagram, you start to build this image of that person in your head. And you start to create this version of this person in your head based on these online false interactions. When you're texting, you're not saying what you would actually say in a real conversation because you have unlimited time to respond. You can create the perfect response. You can create the perfect question. It's so inauthentic and it's so not real. When you create these relationships based off of online interactions, based off of texting and short bursts of communication that aren't authentic, what you do is you convince yourself that that is how the person is, that this online version of them is the person. And that's because your brain has no idea. Your brain cannot tell the difference between, talking to somebody in person and talking to somebody on the phone. But you're missing out on all the information that you get from actually talking to the person. And the same thing applies to when you're overthinking about your problems in life. If you sit there and create this false version of your problem, oh, this yard work is going to take me hours. It's going to be so hard. It's so hot outside. Then you're never going to get around to doing it because you're so scared of what you think it is. In reality, you could probably knock this problem out in a matter of hours. The best solution, just like with texting or talking stages, just like with the problem that you're putting off, is to just do it. Stop thinking and just do it. Stop cooking up the perfect text and give them a call. Go talk to them in person. A big vice for me has been making videos in my creative outlet. I love making these videos, but I never got around to actually finishing, posting, or doing anything besides scripting and thinking about these videos because I convinced myself that it was impossible to actually just make a video, to sit down, film something, and edit it, regardless of if it was perfect. So I think that's the key takeaway with what I'm saying here. Stop thinking so much and just start doing it. It's not going to be perfect. You don't need the perfect script to make a video. You don't need the perfect text to get someone to like you. You don't need to finish every other chore in your house so you can put off doing the yard work. And something you realize is after you start doing and you stop thinking, you get out of your head, you stop overthinking about your entire life, you come to realize slowly but surely that it really is easier to just live that way. You're not designed to overthink every aspect of your life. You're designed to be responsive. You're designed to be able to tackle things on a whim, to overcome. That's the whole point of being human. That's why we're as developed as we are. That's why we survived so long. The other thing to consider too is that this philosophy will take you a lot farther than just accomplishing the tasks that you've been putting off. A problem that I struggle with is the paralysis that I get when I'm faced with too many choices. Right now, and for the past few years of my life, life, I haven't been really doing anything. I've been stuck in the seemingly eternal, never-ending paralysis where I can't move. I can't make decisions. I'm so terrified of making the wrong decision. And I'm terrified of how hard it's going to be to make one decision. Or what if I make the wrong decision and I go down the wrong path and I'm stuck like that? But what I learned and what I'm currently learning is that that's just not how it works. You can't expect to pick the perfect choice if you've never tried the other ones. How are you gonna know if you made the right decision? How are you gonna know if you never make the decision? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking on my ass, but I really think it is important to just stop thinking so much. Don't be stupid, right? Don't take that the wrong way. Don't go driving 40 over the speed limit or running stop signs or something. Or like try psychedelics because you've been putting it off. Listen, I'm not telling you to do that. You still need to have common sense. Hey, what do you think about this? Oh man, I think that's great advice, bro. I'm not saying the reason you haven't accomplished anything or you haven't done that thing you've been putting off is because of this. I'm just saying that a lot of the time we make it a lot worse than it is. Yeah, maybe it will suck. Sometimes we have good reason for thinking something is hard. Like, we have good reason to put it off. You know, there's plenty of things that maybe don't fit into this category. Picking the right job or the right city to move to, what college to go to, what degree to study. Sure, there's things that you definitely should think about, but my warning is not to let that thinking control you. You've got to take control of your brain and your body. You can't just let yourself sit in your mind and think all day and expect that to solve your problems. You have to move. You have to do something. You got to get up. Anyways, that was my video for today. I know it's a shorter one. I hope y'all got something out of this. I'm gonna try to keep uploading daily. It's fun. I'm enjoying this. It's a challenge for me. This is my do. My days are so much more enjoyable when I'm making these videos and when I'm doing. Stop thinking, start doing. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Like, subscribe, whatever. Shout out to my, what are we at? 8 subscribers right now. That's fire. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Deuces.